Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to your weekly reading for the 26th through the 1st of August. I've already shuffled your cards quite a bit, so let's jump right in. Let's see what we have for Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, it looks like you've got some little bit of pain lingering around. You're starting off the read with the Five of Swords. This is conflict. This is not feeling great about something. This is feeling like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You might feel like you're backed into a corner a little bit for some reason. And overall, just like the feeling of being defeated. So we're going to clarify everything and take a look. Your challenge is the Page of Wands. You are challenged to open up, be open to new ideas, be open to letting go of something, be open to whatever is coming your way. If you're experiencing this much dread and grief and sorrow that I'm seeing here, you might need to um, shift the way that you're approaching things. Get a different vibe going, because this looks very painful, I'll say. The person in your mind, you have death. Seems like you want to close one door. This person is causing you a lot of pain, and it seems like that door is still slightly open, so you're trying to figure out how to bring it to an end. There might be a lot of unfinished business here, is what I'm seeing. Your feelings for this person is, you have the Ace of Pentacles. It's like you feel like you could build something with this person. You feel like there's potential here, but at the same time, it seems like they've already broken your heart and created quite, you know, a mess in your life, or at least internally, emotionally. So I don't know what you plan to do with that, but we'll get to that as well. Their feelings for you is the Knight of Cups. They feel the same way. Like they feel like they want to come scoop you up and bring you to wherever they are. The Knight of Cups is somebody who, shows up like a knight in shining armor. They want to offer you love. They have strong feelings for you, Aquarius. In the immediate future, what you can expect from this person, you have the Three of Swords, just more heartbreak. So, despite you guys seeming like you've got a lot of feelings for each other and you love each other, you're just hurting each other for some reason. Let's take a look at the Five of Swords for you and your situation. Yeah, I don't know why, but you feel like you're just like you're helpless here in this situation. Like you can't do anything about it, so why bother? And your challenge is to bother, like to do something about it here. Let's see. You get the King of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, you're confused about something. I don't know what has happened, but there's a lot of confusion over this relationship that you thought was it. You thought it was the one. You thought it was as close as you were ever going to come, and it seems like it's fallen apart. Despite you guys still having a thing for each other, and I don't know if the King of Swords is telling me that you're done. Like you've made your decision. You're not going back on it. Um, and you don't even want to entertain the thought, even though you wanted this to be your happily ever after. So what's the problem? Let's check out the Page of Swords as your challenge here. You got the Four of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Queen of Pentacles. You're I don't know if this has something to do with your living situation. Um, I I think this is asking you to go back. Obviously, you can't turn back time. But if you can go back and pinpoint what's so confusing to you here and go deep, use your intuition to tell you if what you're feeling for this person is legit, this feeling of wanting to start over, wanting to plant new seeds, or you know, are you self-protecting in a way by rejecting this relationship? I hope that makes sense. What I mean by this is like if this person has hurt you in the past, or if this relationship came to an end in the past, and you are carrying a lot of pain from that still, is that associated directly with this person, or is that associated with protecting yourself from being hurt again? And is there a chance that this wouldn't hurt again if you did start it over? I feel like I'm not explaining myself clearly. It's the oh my god, it's like the energy's so clear, but the verbalizing it is not. Um, this is talking. Okay, this is telling me that you feel like you and this person belong together. You have a sense of feeling at home with this person. They give you a sense of belonging, which is something that we all need. And it seems like there's a very practical weight around this person. Like you used to split bills or something like that, right? Like there's a practical element to your relationship that was very um, stabilizing. But now that no action is being taken, despite you being asked to be open to it, it's that's where the confusion is. That's where your mind can't catch up to your feelings. Let's look at the death card for the person on your mind. I feel like you're telling this person like you have to change so much about you in order for this thing to come back around. Or like I don't care where you go, you just can't stay here. This has to end. You get the Five of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. You feel like this person dug their own grave. That that they weren't reciprocating with you. They were causing a lot of conflict and strife in your life. There was a lot of misunderstandings between the two of you. I don't know if they were intentionally being confusing or if you guys just like got on two different frequencies where like nothing was making sense between the two of you anymore. But I do see an imbalance of give and take, and I don't know if one of you were the provider and the other one was kind of relying on the other, or if um we all have our different love languages. Some of us provide love by like performing tasks. Others provide love by giving quality time or gifts or etc. So there could be like a different way that you two were giving and receiving. You know what I mean? And like you weren't receiving what they were giving, and vice versa, or vice versa. And it just created this a lot of conflict and misunderstandings. So you guys just weren't seeing eye to eye. But regardless, you see this person as being like totally blind to your needs. And is that because they are, or is that because you haven't expressed your needs clearly? A lot of times I find that like you can't give me what I need. It's like, okay, but what is it that you need? And a lot of times we don't know. It's like, well, I just want you to guess. It's like, I can't guess. Your feelings for them, the Ace of Pentacles, that's clarified with the Queen of Wands, the Page of Wands, and Temperance. It's a very good chance you could be dealing with a Sagittarius here. You have Temperance, that's Sagittarius card, so is the Queen of Wands, so is the... Sorry if you can hear my dog barking. Hold on, I'll just pick him up and he'll stop. Okay. You want to read the tarot? Is that what it is? Um, Okay, let's get back to this. You find this person utterly irresistible, and that could be why you haven't quite let go. This could just be I'm not calling you shallow by any stretch, Aquarius. Trust me, I know Aquarius. You're not shallow. It's like there's a deep intensity to you. Trust me, I know. I feel like you find this, however, you find this person very attractive, and that could be part of it, part of not being able to let them go. And I also think that you believe in your heart that you could balance this out, that there could be a way for you to ground this thing. Um, you know, you have the Page of Wands as your challenge, saying, Aquarius, be open to something, try something different here. And then you have the Page of Wands showing up here as well. So I do really believe that this reading is challenging you to, you know, to try to pull yourself up a little bit from the grief and the heartbreak, and think of some alternative methods to pulling this thing back together or letting it go completely. Let's take a look at their feelings for you. The Knight of Cups. You get the Death card, which is representing them here. I mean, this is just confirming like that these are your feelings. This is this person. The Hierophant and the Page of Cups. This person is wanting a committed, long term relationship with you, and they want to do what's right. They want to do it the right way. They don't want it to, they don't want to be separated at all. There's just so much love here, and there's so much heartbreak here. It's really a conundrum. You want to put this to an end because it's hurting you so much. They want to put the ending to an end because it's hurting them so much. Why is the Three of Swords what you can expect here in the immediate future from this connection? You get the Ace of Swords, the Empress, and the Nine of Swords because you're not doing anything about it. Because you're not stepping up and trying to actively change things. There's an element of accepting your fate here, that this is your fate, and that's not necessarily true. It's like we all have free will. Yes, I do believe that certain people come into our lives to teach us a lesson, and then they are supposed to exit stage left or right in this case. But uh, um, that doesn't mean that unfinished business has to linger forever. That doesn't mean that you can't make attempts to change things. That doesn't mean that this is one of those scenarios either. You know, a lot of times we can pull things apart and we can put them back together because that's what repair is all about. And I'm not suggesting that you give somebody a second chance who has hurt you in some way and who has deceived you at all. But in the case that that's not true and it just hurts and you don't know why, take some time out and think and put a plan together. Let's get you some advice for Aquarius the last week of July. Wow, Aquarius. You're not budging. You're like, shut up, lady. Okay. You get the Six of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Wands. Look, Aquarius, you need to bring this into a calmer place. You need to get this from where it's at to a more relaxed atmosphere. And what does that look like? That could look like letting it go, and that could look like taking it back on. But either way, it can't stay where it is. Whatever this separation and um, like not dealing with each other is, that's fine. But there is this unfinished business, and I think regardless of what decision you come to, there has to be some sort of meeting of the minds to either open it back up or close it out. You can't just wish it away. The more you do that, the more nights laying in bed stressing out, that anxiety, that haunted feeling of did I do the right thing? Should I have done things differently? That's going to persist until you guys have some sort of conversation here. And as scary as talking to someone who has hurt you, or who you have hurt, or where there's been some sort of like emotional entanglement, is that's a very hard thing to do, but it's very brave, and it always makes it better. Even if it is terrible, that will make it better because it will give you that confirmation of this isn't right for me. So that's your advice, and that's what I have for you, Aquarius, for the last week of July. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Aquarius.